"I hope you like reindeer milk," Alabaster called from the kitchen, stirring a bubbling saucepan over the stove. "I don't know what else to offer you. Anyway, a nice cup of reindeer milk is the perfect thing for a good night's sleep." The creature, nestled snugly on a cushion in the living room, sniffed the sweet air approvingly. Alabaster carefully measured out the milk from the saucepan, one half into a Christmas mug, the other half into a cereal bowl, and carried both on a tray. He deposited the tray on the sofa beside his new guest. "I only have one cup, so I've had to put yours in a bowl, I'm afraid," Alabaster said with a chuckle. He'd never entertained like this before. "I hope that's okay with you." The animal didn't seem to mind at all, lapping hungrily at the bowl's steaming contents with a long pink tongue. All the while, Alabaster continued to chatter incessantly, telling his new guest everything there was to know in exchange for an occasional confused blink of the creature's huge black eyes. It was nice to have someone to talk to. "They don't sit with me at the canteen," he was saying. "I feel like they're avoiding me. It's not my fault I'm a wild elf. I was born this way. Sure, I'm a little bigger than the rest of them and, okay, clumsier, but that doesn't make me a bad elf. See, a bad elf would be the sort of elf that just left you out there in the cold. A good elf wouldn't do that." Having devoured the portion of reindeer milk, the animal let out a long yawn and nestled its head on Alabaster's lap. "The only question is, where are you going to sleep?" Alabaster glanced around in search of somewhere suitable, then attempted to pick up the creature by the scruff of its neck. As he did so, Fluffy dug its claws into the upholstery. When Alabaster finally succeeded in prizing it off, he almost fainted in horror to see the deep scratch marks that now exposed the cushion's white cotton innards. Each scratch looked like it had been sliced with a cutthroat razor. Fluffy's claws would need a good clipping if he was to keep his furniture intact. Tomorrow. It was already getting late. The cubbyhole under the stairs was probably the best place for now. Alabaster folded a towel for a bed and strung up some fairy lights to make the den feel a little more homely. With careful hands he placed the animal on the towel, then added a cushion and a bowl to do its business in case it woke up in the night. "Night, little fella," he soothed as he pulled the door closed. The creature blinked at him, confused. Then it began to cry. Ignoring the animal's whimpers, Alabaster trundled up to bed. The clock on the bedside table read 11:57. Throughout the house, a shrill, ear-splitting noise honked with the volume and insistence of a car alarm. "It will have to learn," Alabaster grunted, and pulled a pillow over his ears. At 12:05, with a din now accompanied by an additional relentless, house-shaking thump, Alabaster relented and trotted gruffly down the stairs. The moment his feet landed in the passageway, the shrieking and banging suddenly stopped. The animal, who, having managed to free itself by smashing through the door with its head, smiled at its owner excitedly and wagged its tail with delight. "Oh, Fluffy, what have you done?" Alabaster gasped. From among the debris of broken shards of wooden splinters, the creature let out a playful yowl. It stared at Alabaster dumbly, its long pink tongue lolling at the side. Summoning all the determination he could not to succumb to anger, Alabaster carried it to his room. He couldn't risk losing any more doors. "I don't know what we're going to do with you," he said with a yawn, laying the animal gently on the pillow beside his own. "Sweet dreams, Fluffy." Beside him, the creature dozed happily. Each outbreath carried a shrill wheeze that sounded in the dark like a party whistle. He rolled over, pulled the animal towards him, and wrapped it in his arms. The wheezing stopped, replaced by a single, long murmur of contentment. The animal's heartbeat thudded against his chest softly as it snored. Despite everything, the scratched upholstery, the broken doorway, the breath, that could strip wall paint. It was nice to have company.